Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I am so glad you're here. A question I get asked frequently is, how did I start my content creation journey? How did I become a full-time influencer? So I want to dive into that with you guys today. Basically, I became a nurse when I was 19 years old. I was one of those really driven firstborn immigrant kids from Jamaica with a dad who is very serious about education. And so at a very young age, I really needed to know what I was going to do with my life. And a lot of that stemmed from his past. He had a dad who passed away at the young age when my dad was 11 years old. And so I know that kind of gave my dad this push with my brother and I to really achieve. And so I needed to know what I was doing with my life very young. And so I sort of started praying about it, and I felt like, okay, I'm gonna be a nurse. And this is when I was like 16. I was in Connecticut. I was going to an inner city school. So I just started asking teachers and friends and mentors, what do you think about me becoming a nurse? And they were like, absolutely, that sounds amazing. Why don't you do it? And so basically, immediately I started taking college courses. And then in my junior year of high school, I had the opportunity to leave high school and go to college early. And it was so helpful that I knew that I wanted to become a nurse. So I was able to literally strategically take classes, and that's what I did. So I graduated, became a nurse at the age of 19. I got married when I was 23. And then I had my first child. I had Ava when I was 24, or got pregnant with her and had her at 25. Yeah, I'm the worst with time frames, you guys. All I know is I was born in 1984, got married in 2008. She was born in 2009. Yeah, I'm the worst with timelines. Anyways, it was awesome because Ben, my husband, when we got married, he was 21. He was super young still sort of figuring out what he wanted to do with his life. So it was really great for our family that I had this career, worked a ton of hours, had my kids. Okay, fast forward. In 2013, we ended up moving to California. We were in Connecticut and nothing was really keeping me there. I didn't love the weather. I have Jamaican blood. I love it hot and I hate the snow and I hate the cold. So I needed to get out of there. And it's sad because we have some really good friends still back there, but we just felt released, to go. So we moved to California. Right before that time, I had two quote unquote blogs that failed miserably before. I just have always been sort of a creative, always been into fashion. When I was in 8th grade, I got like best dressed or something. I don't know how, because I don't know. I literally don't know how. I was broke as a joke and bought my clothes basically with my paper route money. Okay, so I got $25 a week and I don't know where I was shopping. But always loved fashion, always loved being a little bit creative. So one was called F It with Ruthie, Food, Fashion, Fitness, and Fun. It's crazy. And the other was ruthieridley.com, and that was like a clean eating blog. I really didn't know what I was doing, you guys. Both failed miserably. I get to California. I'm 29 years old. I'm working like 60 hours a week. We don't have a ton of money because Ben is still figuring out what he's doing. He actually just graduated from Southern Connecticut University with his teaching certification. But we get to California and basically they're just like, well, you need to recertify for everything. And we had little kids. So that meant we would have to put our little kids in daycare and we didn't have the money for it. So I was the main breadwinner at the time. There was just, there's pressure with that because you're just like, okay, how's this gonna work out? And it always does. God worked it out. Anyways, fast forward, we're here in California and I'm working so much and I'm just needing a creative outlet. And so I start taking pictures of my outfits with my iPhone in a mirror. And I don't have a ton of money, so I discover these really cool consignment shops in town. I spend all of my time in these shops, basically consigning everything, bringing stuff in that I'm not using anymore and trading it for, basically credit to the store. And it was amazing. I got so much life from that and found so many cool items thrifting and consigning. And that's how I started. we were a part of a church and there were interns there, and we housed some of the interns, and one of the interns would take my photos on an iPhone 3. I'll never forget, in January of 2015, so this year is my 8-year anniversary of content creation, I decided I'm gonna make this official. And so that's what we did. And we took all of our photos on iPhone, the iPhone 3 or 4, I don't know, you guys. It was an old phone and we made it happen. And that's how I started my content creation blogging journey. My goal at the time was to post 3 times a week on the blog, and then, you know, whenever I wanted on Instagram, and that's what I did. I was extremely consistent in the beginning. I did that. I posted to the blog 3 times a week, and then I promoted it. And probably no one was going to the site, but I just kind of told myself, you need to be consistent. Be consistent. Something will come out of this. I remember a friend really early on saying, you know, people make money doing this. I'm like, yeah, right. What? There's no way. She's like, no, I'm telling you, people make money blogging. And she sat me down and we watched this show. It was like Courtney Takes Dallas or whatever. And it's currently Kurt now. She's amazing. She's one of my favorites. I followed her immediately. One of the very first bloggers I ever followed, and I saw, wow, she's successful and she does this as a job. Well, maybe I can. Fast forward to 2020, I began to get pretty burnt out because I was starting to get a lot of brand deals. Home Depot was one of my biggest partners, and a ton of other really big brands. And I started to make more money than I was as a nurse. My husband had just finished the police academy 2 years prior in 2018. So I basically was like, Ben, I can't keep doing both. I basically have 2 jobs now. And he's like, okay, well, we've been on your insurance, because I was working with Dignity Health. And he's like, just practically, I think we can do it. I'm like, we better be able to do it. I'm so tired. I was doing photo shoots on lunch breaks, after work, and on the weekends, and then online, you know, as much as I could on breaks at work, because, you know, I was working in an office in insurance as a nurse, and it was just like 10, 12-hour shifts. I was missing my family. Then I started working from home, and that was just a really hard experience because of the work environment. So anyways, he's like, let me look at this. I think we need to get on my benefits, but open enrollment doesn't start until October. And so we can do it. We just have to wait. And I'll never forget, you guys. I put my 2-week notice in. It was 2020. We were just losing our mind with the pandemic. We went to Jamaica for a family vacation. It was the kids' first time there. It was just such a magical experience. Took the kids there. I gave them 3 weeks actually. And I started doing this full time in September of 2020, and I have never looked back. I just want to encourage you guys, nothing is impossible. Nurses make a lot of money, especially in California. And I am telling you today that as a content creator, I am making 2 to 3 times more than I was as a nurse. And that's crazy. And so if you have a desire to do really anything, you can make money doing it. There is a way to follow your passions and reach your goals. I never thought it was possible. I obviously sought a lot of counsel, like asked some really trusted friends that, you know, just are there for wisdom, and they were like, you can do this. This is going to be awesome. We believe in you. Just like all that good stuff. So I did it. I'm 2 years out now, and I just, again, want to encourage you guys, just take the leap. I'll wait up to lay down. Lay down. Lay down. You can't see him, but he's a mess. Eli, lay down. In the leap of faith that I feel like the Lord is able to like do his part. Once I took that jump in September of 2020, I started getting all these long-term partnerships that were just like confirmation that I'm doing the right thing, and God just started to provide. So guys, that's the long and short of it. That's how I started content creation, influencing, blogging, and how I came to do it full time. It's just allowed me to be with my family way more, given me so much flexibility. And I love my job. I love connecting with my community. And I really, really love creating content. So that's the long and short of it. If you guys have any more questions about blogging, content creation, about anything social media, drop the questions in my comments and I will get back to you guys on those. Love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being here. And if this is your first time, or if you have not yet liked or subscribed, hit the subscribe button and I will see you guys next time. Mwah!